No, it's Twitch. Got another message from Maverick here. Lower the bitrate a tad as well if you can. Okay. Yeah, this is not going well to start. Because now Andre Miri has left the session. That's pretty unfortunate. It's only been a few minutes. We have 0 viewers. I know. Yeah, wait. I'm getting more messages from him. We have 3 viewers back in the stream. Once again, we're sorry. Looks like we're still having this issue with Dylan. Don't think it's a Twitch issue, more an Xbox including audio issue. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know. We might just try to start a new party here. Let's try that out. Alright, do you see a box or no? Alright, well, it looks like I'm doing this one solo tonight, everyone. Yeah, we have 12 people back in the stream once again, so it looks like we may not have our color commentator guy tonight. Like, we're having issues with including the audio, but we'll try and get back to the action here as quick as we can. As in trying to fix the struggles, we could see BRL Jared went up to the top at a 120.0. Oh my god, he's only a 1/1000th of a second ahead of Dralix right now. It's very tight for pole position. Very tight indeed. We'll try and get the stat for the tire type on here. Let's try and get that detail. Alright, there we go. So looks like everyone so far, except for EGC Sparky, has set their fastest lap time on the softs rather than the mediums. And once again, if you are just joining, we apologize for what has happened recently. It looks like we don't have our co-commentators. There he goes, leaving the session. It's unfortunate, like having him in the booth with me, but I guess I'm going to have to do it on my own tonight. We're having some issues with getting his audio included in the stream. And we will try and manage with this the best we can. Yeah, so 13 runners here tonight. Only 3 positions are going to not score points, so a lot of no-shows, as we do have a full 20-person grid here on the paper in front of me. It's fortunate to see such a, I don't know, kind of skimpy for week 1, but either way, everyone's got something to deal with, especially Chandler Sieta, as we mentioned earlier. He's the main absence tonight. He's debatably the fastest driver in this league. He's on a ski trip, for anyone who has not heard. He's not racing here tonight. We see Andre Miri has rejoined the session. Looks like he's going to try and get back in here. Yeah, so BRL Jared is back out on an outlap. It'll be interesting to see what he can do, as he's done a 120.078 to start the session. That's a very good lap time early. He's going back out here now a few minutes later, so we'll see if he can improve on that very much, as the track has rubbered up a bit. And yeah, so it looks like the only 2 guys who have not set a lap so far are Venom, who just started a lap, and Boss Cookie, who had to bail out of his initial lap. Not sure why, probably got an invalidation, but we'll keep an eye on what he can do as the session goes on. We see VSR Dralix is on another lap. I should ride on board with him, because he may go first right here. There he goes through that fast right-hander. It's very tough to stay on the throttle through there and not run wide, as well as touching that curve on the inside, but well past that corner now, as here we are in Sector 2. Could be on the brakes a tad past the end of the lane markers there as he turns in. Clobbers that sausage curve, may have unsettled the car a little bit, but looks pretty clean, rather. Here he goes down the back straight, approaching the very high-speed left-right chicane. This is a very tough one to get right. He turns in at a very good time without corner cutting. A right-hander you may have caught a little bit. We'll see if this is an invalidation or not as he now enters sector 3. This is where things get a bit tighter, a lot slower speed corners, at least through that one. This is pretty high speed, but the penultimate and the final are very tricky as you have to know. Oh, as he gets on the gravel there, that may be an invalidation as he get all 4 tires off the track. There he is at the penultimate, there into the final. Let's see if this lap is going to count. Out of the final corner comes the Mercedes, opens the DRS. He's going to cross the line, and he does not improve. So, yeah, it was either an invalidation or he genuinely lost time by running wide there in the penultimate corner. So unfortunate there for VSR Hydraulics nonetheless. As BRL Jared is on his next lap as we go third person here, watching him. Oh, we have yellow flags, sector 3. Let's just hope that that's someone letting another guy through, all fine. Yep, that appears that's all it is. There's no one off the track at least. So we go back up to BRL Jared. There he goes through the high-speed chicane. Tries to not run wide there. Very good exit indeed. As now here he comes down to the third sector. He's got to be hard on the brakes here at the 100-meter marker. Turns into the right. Very clean corners. Very clean corners here by BRL Jared as here he comes out of penultimate, come into the penultimate rather. Hard on the brakes, no lockups, very good. It's very easy to lock up in this game, and he was very tight on the brakes there. As there he exits from the final corner, across the line with the DRS open. What's it going to be? It is a 119.7, so wonderful lap by BRL Jared here early. It's currently clear 3/10 over the rest of the field, so it's very well done by him. With 4 minutes still left in the session, so it looks like he will have time to get back to the pits and throw in another set of softs and then go out on track for his final run with a couple minutes left in the session. You now see Hoopalicious is on a lap time as well. ERS Ham Newton's still in the pits, so looks like he's just waiting for the end of the session. I will say, I am rather surprised that not many people are trying out these medium tires to start the race on, because it is definitely the more comfortable tire, as these softs tend to wear out very quickly here. But yeah, it looks like they're all going for track position over strategy. Oh, as Caspita has lost his front wing. So it looks like he he is on a lap, so I guess he wrecked on his lap. I mean, he may have run very wide coming out of the back straight, or he messed up the chicane and spun into the gravel and hit the wall. But either way, he's got no front wing. He's going to come back in the pits, repair that up, and prepare for his last run. At this point, it makes sense to probably wait until the very end of the session to set another lap time, because that's when the track will be the most rubbered in. It'll be its fastest. You see Hoopalicious bails out of his lap. He may have had an invalidation there, as he was on a lap, but he is in third on a 120.1, so not bad whatsoever by Hoopalicious, as he's even ahead of ERS Sam Newton, who did mention before this race started that he was a bit uneasy about his race pace here today. So while he is in fourth, we'll see if he's able to hold on to that position as the race starts and the race progresses. But yeah, looks like everyone's just in the pits getting ready for this final run. As Boss Cookie is on a lap time, and that may have been a corner cut by him. That was very close with the track limits there through the right-hander of the chicane. But either way, it looks like he's still pushing. So here he is through the final few corners. Runs a bit wide. That may itself be an invalidation, but we'll see as he brakes hard into the penultimate. And yeah, I guess he did invalidate his lap once again. And this is going to be tight for him even to make a lap in this qualifying session with 2:35 left. And he's now entering the pit lane. They're going to have to throw the blankets on and take them off and put on new tires. I don't know if... I think Boss Cookie may be done for this session. Yeah, that's unfortunate for him if that is the case, but we now do see these guys getting out on track. Saxman is on track. He's the first one to start here. The final couple minutes. New softs for him, as he's going to be trying to push as hard as he can. He's got a 121.2. He's approximately he's a good second and a half, I believe, off the pace here. So if he's going to want to go on pole, he's going to have to work some magic there. VSR Hydraulics, there he is, into the first heavy braking zone, really, of this track on his out lap. We keep an eye on him for sure, as he is only 3/10 off of VRL Jared, who did his second lap already. So VSR Hydraulics, who is, once again, his only lap he has done so far was early in the session, wasn't rubbered up very much. And to be 3/10 off isn't that bad whatsoever. See, Ham Newton is now exiting the pits. Basically, everyone is out on track except for Caspita. Deer Hunter has now just re-entered the track, and it looks like Boss Cookie, this is going to be tight. It's a 1:22 as he's now exiting turn 2. we'll keep an eye on him to see if he even makes it around, but it's going to be very tight. Very, very tight for him to hit the green flag before the checkered flag flies at the session. Yeah, so Saxman has started his lap. Looks like a very clean corner right there by him as we just caught it. There's a yellow flag. Someone might have spun. I find it very hard to believe that someone's... Oh, yep, there it is. Someone's off the track. Looks like a Red Bull. Is that Deer Hunter? Yeah, it looked like Deer Hunter just let him through. Saxman right there. He could have spun out into the grass. Not really sure what happened to him, but either way, not ideal to be in the grass on your out lap. See other guys are starting to begin their times as VSR Hydraulics. So take a look at him for the first couple corners. Very clean corners by him. Doesn't track extend. He's just got to try and push as hard as he can here because he was very close to BRL Jared. He may have locked up the rears there a tad, but no harm, no foul as he still hit the apex. We'll go third person here. Let's see if he hits this curb on the inside. Nope, he does a good job avoiding it, and that keeps his car from being unsettled, and he's able to push on. So here he is entering the second sector now. As we now see BRL Jared is also starting his next lap time. Let's see where Saxman is, because I believe he's going to be finishing his lap here. Yes, he is. Saxman across the line. It is a 120.6. So he improved by a good chunk of time there as it promotes him up in the 5th place. Let's see if he can hold on to that, though, because there's a lot of guys who are still yet to cross the line. BRL Jared is now in the 2nd sector. VSR Hydraulics is now entering the 3rd sector. Here he is, hard on the brakes into the right-hander. This is going to be where all the time is lost or gained for VSR Hydraulics. It appears to be a very good lap by him so far. Does a good job to not track extend through there. Hard on the brakes with Twin Ultimate, and here he goes into the final corner. Nice wide entry. Hard on the power, DRS open. What's he got? What do you got, VSR Hydraulics? Here he is across the line, and it is a 119.8. So close, but not close enough to dethrone BRL Jared, who still may improve as he enters the 3rd sector. Let's see who else is crossing the line. Hoopalicious is coming around the final corner. Opening the DRS. Here he is coming across the line. What's it going to be for Hoopalicious? He does not improve. Hoopalicious does not improve. As NZL Venom from 13th with 0 laps completed goes up to 3rd place at a 120.0. As BRL Jared bails out of his lap time. So it looks like he either got an invalidation or got held up there. It looked like he was approaching a Red Bull in the 3rd sector. He's out of the session, and he's going to have to hope that lap he did earlier is going to keep him on pole. So far, it looks like no one's going to be able to challenge him. Oh, as we actually have Deer Hunter wrecked on the back straightaway, and that may end the session. Because I think all the drivers are past him, actually, but we'll see. Oh, EGC Sparky is backwards down the front straight. It's like he spun out and wrecked out of the final corner. Saxman into the pits. Yeah, I guess that's how our session's going to end. It's going to end in disarray for a lot of drivers. EGC Sparky as well as Deer Hunter wrecking there on their final laps. It's not ideal for them whatsoever, as we're now getting messages from IT Winthorpe here. Looks like we might be able to get him back in the commentary. Hold on here. But either way, BRL Jared is your pole sitter for the opening weekend here at Melbourne Albert Park. BRL Tier 1, he is the pole sitter at a 119.7. Well done by him. His lap from about 4 minutes left in the session was good enough to keep the pole. VSR Hydraulics got very close, but not close enough. But well done by the Mercedes, actually. Like, new season, points are reset, and so far the Mercedes are set right now to take the constructors' lead if they're able to replicate this performance in the feature event, which is the race coming up here shortly. We'll see what's going on here with our co-commentator. Let's see if we can get him in here. Dylan, are you able to check the box or no? Oh, I mean, you disconnected from the party the second I joined. So looks like we're not going to be able to get him in here tonight, which is unfortunate. Once again, if you have just joined, we were having some technical difficulties here with Twitch and Xbox. They're not allowing the party audio to be included. So it's only my mic coming through, so we were not able to hear him. I'm going to have to try and get this done myself here tonight. I apologize if that's what you were looking for, the side-by-side commentary, but it looks like he's going to be getting used to my voice here tonight as we're getting ready here. Well, this is the time where we would normally make our predictions for who's going to win this one. Wish Dylan was here to do that, but either way, I got to put the money on Jared here. Has a very strong performance there in qualifying. Looks like he's going to be tough to get to. It looks like everyone except for one driver, I'm not sure who it was, is starting on those soft tires. So they're all going to be suffering the same tire wear as the leader. And if that's the case, then it's nice to have the track position here because it's very tough to pass. Here we are getting ready for the formation lap, and there they go. I'm going to try and turn on the detail to see who is starting on the mediums. It's actually 3 drivers, so it's going to be B-Dunk. He's in 8th place on those medium compound tires. That might work out very well for him, actually. 8th place isn't that bad. 7 drivers in front of him. That isn't completely insurmountable. I mean, this track is very difficult to pass on, but with the strategy he's got, that might just give him a nice overcut when these guys pit early on those softs. So we'll see how he can do. BRL Alderfer as well as Boss Cookie. Since they qualified outside the top 10, they were able to put on those mediums. And very interesting call by Steezy to put on those softs, even though he is outside the top 10. Once again, it's very tough to run too long on those soft compound tires, but it looks like he's going to bite the bullet and take that chance here tonight in the Racing Point. Yeah, Deer Hunter, who wrecked in qualifying, he is in 10th place, so he was still able to get a point starting spot. He's currently in that 1-point position of 10th place. Going to do what he can to try and improve, because we all know Deer Hunter is genuinely pretty quick, so he could have improved if he didn't wreck on that lap. So Caspita in front of him, B-Dunk in front of him, and so you see the rest on the left side of the screen. There they all warming the tires up, weaving side to side here on the formation lap. We're getting ready to kick off this next season of Breakout Racing League. Yep, here he is, BRL Jared. It's going to be very tough to beat if you ask me, but we'll see what he can do. See what the rest of the field can do. VSR Dralix did prove to be pretty staunch competition there in qualifying. Let's just see if his race pace is on par with his qualifying pace. And let's actually hope for that, because we want a good performance here tonight on a track where it's very difficult to overtake. But we'll see what we can get. So here they are all lining up. Looks like ERS Ham Newton is in 5th place. I believe it is a left side pole position here. Yeah, so it will be the left side of the track for ERS Ham Newton. It's going to be very tough to try and gain some positions for him. But we'll see what he can do. He's going to try and capitalize early here on the start, because he, as mentioned, his race pace he is not too comfortable with. Well, here we go. We're getting the lights on here. We have 4 lights and now 5 lights ahead of the drivers. And it is now time to bring the action as the green light is in the air. Here they go in Australia. Looks like a very decent start there for the Renault of Jared, as VSR Drallas was able to get pretty close, but he wasn't close enough to stick it up the inside, as looks like there isn't too much side-by-side action as they exit the first corner. Hoopalish is taking a look on Saxman here into the third corner here. See if there's any contact. No, there's no contact. Looks like a very clean start to kick off the season. Very good to see. You don't want to see too much fireworks here right from the start. But either way, a very clean start by most of these drivers, as actually Ham Newton was able to gain a position there on Saxman. I believe it was no, it was Hoopalicious, I think, who went from 4th to 6th. So very good start by ERS Ham Newton to gain a spot, as he's now right in the slipstream of the leaders. As we now see the McLaren there of VGC Sparky taking a look on Hoopalicious, as Saxman runs a bit wide and loses the back end. And Hoopalicious is going to make a move onto the left side. Here they are, side by side on the back straightaway, approaching the fast chicane. 3 wide almost, as VGC Sparky takes a look up the middle, but he backs out of it. And it looks like Saxman will hold on with 5th place here, exiting the chicane. So well done by him to hold on to that position, because he got a very poor exit, as now Sparky is in the slipstream of Hoopalicious on the right side of the racetrack. Oh, and there they are, contact actually on the exit of that corner. Very, very close quarters right there. Sparky actually loses a spot to B-Dunk and all of that nonsense. So well done by B-Dunk to capitalize. Oh, as B-Dunk actually looks like he brake checked the field a little bit right there. Maybe just being trouble getting slowed up there on the medium compound tires. As we now see the racing point. Oh, they're 3 wide down the front straightaway. Looks like Sparky's getting really swamped here. Now down the inside goes the racing point, but he's not able to make the move, as Deer Hunter tries to get past him as well. So Deer Hunter up in a 9th place in the Red Bull. He's very close to DGC Sparky's. This has been a nightmare start for him. Oh man, what a good race we have so far already. If it could stay like this for the rest of the race, that would be quite nice. We actually see side-by-side action for 11th, I think that was, coming out of the 3rd corner. So wow, have a moment to catch my breath here. Here we are at the front of the field. We have BRL Jared holding his lead with the 2 Mercedes of Dralix and Venom directly behind him. As behind them is ERS Ham Newton. It'll be interesting to see how ERS Ham Newton can hold on to these top three. But man, what a race we have so far. As we need to see Hoopalicious is only 4/10 behind Saxman, so he's going to keep his pressure up right there. See if he could try to make the move that he tried to make earlier on him. And yeah, I'm noticing that was like almost teamwork between the two Alfa Romeos, as it was Hoopalicious being side by side with DGC Sparky put him out of position, allowing his teammate of B-Dunk to capitalize on that position. So wow, B-Dunk, once again, he's only 7th place on those medium compound tires. He's in very good position here to progress up the grid as this race continues. As you see, Hoopalicious tucked in the slipstream of Saxman. I don't believe he will be close enough to make a move here in turn 1, and no, he is not. As Saxman runs a bit wide there, that may be a warning for him. Oh yeah, and he picks up another one, a 3-second time penalty already for Saxman on lap 3. So not ideal whatsoever for him, as he runs wide there too. So it looks like his race pace is a bit sketchy early. See what Hoop can do to try and get around him as this race progresses. We'll now travel back up the field. It looks like Dralix is holding on to Jared quite well here, only 3/10 off around Melbourne. That is very good stuff by him to be able to stay as close as he is on the slipstream of these high-speed corners. Benham is falling a bit off, 1.2 seconds behind. It looks like Ham Newton's falling further back from him at a 1.5 gap. So might not be ERS Ham Newton's race here today. As Saxman, oh, he's under fire there from Hoopalicious, who took a look up the inside. Oh, as he runs wide there, Hoopalicious will ride on board with him. There he goes to the right side by side as they enter the 3rd sector, and he's able to take the position ahead of Saxman. 5th place for Hoopalicious, as Saxman actually tries to take a peek back there on the right side. Good stuff between the two of them to not make too much contact. I don't think it was contact at all, in fact, so well done by them. As we now see B-Dunk is only 1 second behind Saxman on those medium compound tires. We'll see if he can get the RS here soon. As we see EGC Sparky is actually under pressure from Deer Hunter, I believe, only 5/10 back. So, oh man, we'll see how this goes as the race continues. As BR Aldifer Jr. moves up to 11th place, looks like he was just able to pass Caspita there. And Boss Cookie all the way back in 13th. I don't know what happened to him. He's not having a great race so far, as he's 5.0 seconds off of 12th place. So not great by him, but back up to the front we are. BRL Jared is still your leader, 5/10 ahead of VSR Dralix. He has increased the lead by 2/10, but that's not enough if you want to get out of the DRS range here, as that DRS can really help Dralix stay close to Jared. And if Dralix just does if he just pits like at least 1 or 2 laps before Jared, he will be the leader based off of the undercut. We'll see what he can do. Looks like something happened to B-Dunk here. What happened to B-Dunk? Looks like he might have hit the wall there, as he's now lost a lot of positions there. He went from 7th place all the way down to 11th. Try to look if he has any damage on that car. Yes, he has lost his right front end plate. Oh God, there's a huge crash there. BRL Aldifer is out of the race. Huge wreck there on the back straight out of the chicane. What has happened here? As BRL Aldifer is out of the race. It's like he got B-Dunk re-involved in that one, I believe. It's like he got away from that one, actually. His Boss Cookie has damage. No, Boss Cookie doesn't. Oh yeah, his left front end plate is gone. EGC Sparky has lost his entire front wing, so oh man, his bad luck has continued early here in the season. He had a poor start, and now he's got no front wing. It's like, who else got damage there? B-Dunk is in the pits. Caspita did not take damage. Steezy did not take damage. So it looks like it's just 10th and below were taken up by that incident out of the chicane. That was something else there. I don't know what happened to BR Aldifer. I'm assuming it was he who started the wreck. May have lost the back end there, getting on the curb out of the right-hander, because it's a very tall curb for a chicane. It can really unsettle your car. But either way, there was a huge accident. If you're just joining, we've just shot up from 13 to 15 viewers right there. Yeah, there was a big wreck right there on lap 4 in the chicane. And it's taken out one of our best. BRL Aldifer, who's a quite good driver, is now out of the session. And a lot of drivers have taken damage between B-Dunk, EGC Sparky, and Deer Hunter. So problems early for those guys. As here we are back up in the front. Looks like things are tightening up for the lead here, as VSR Dralix is not letting Jared run away with this thing, as they were 3/10, now 4/10 apart as they enter the penultimate corner. Here they are at the final corner. Let's see if Dralix can do his best to hold it through that corner in the 30 air. This is a pretty decent job, only lost about half a tenth there, as now he has the DRS open down this main straight. Going to close it in to 4/10 on Jared, but just not close enough, as he's going to open the DRS once again here, the double DRS zone, the second straightaway. Opens that up. What's he going to do here? Nothing, because he is not close enough. But this is something we're going to keep an eye on, as we're already on lap 6 of this 29-lap race. Once again, if you were just joining, it's just me here in the booth here tonight. We're having technical difficulties early, but we will try to resolve those moving forward. We will have our secondary commentator hopefully next week and the rest of the season. But there they are, those top two. Looks like BRL Jared and Dralix are still only 3/10 apart, so well done by these two. I mean, well done by Jared to be in the lead, and well done by Dralix to be holding on the way that he is. As we now see B-Dunk is making a move on Boss Cookie, it appears. As, no, yeah, it looks like something might have happened to Boss Cookie there, as B-Dunk was able to pass him. Boss Cookie may have pitted it, in fact. I believe he was on the mediums early, now he's on soft. So he might have had damage there. Oh, as ERS Ham Newton picks up a 3-second time penalty. Not great for him, as Saxman is actually starting to put him under pressure, I believe. But man, those two leaders are very tight, as we have a beautiful shot here of them going through the final corner. Very good exit there by Dralix. He may actually be able to make a move here soon. So there he is, opening the DRS, tucked in the slipstream. What's he going to do in the first corner? He's going to stay in the slipstream there and try and take the wide exit into turn 1 to try and get a better shot on the second straightaway. Here is the DRS open once again, and it just looks like Jared has that engine turned up quite enough that Dralix is not able to make a move up the inside or the outside for that matter. So he's just not able to get him, at least yet. We'll come back to this later. We try to look down the field and recap what's happened so far. So Hoopalicious back up to 4th place. It's where he started. Oh, as he loses the back end there. Actually an unlucky time to be taking a look at him, but he started in 4th place, lost a position ERS Ham Newton early, but was able to get that back, it looks like. Well done by Hoopalicious to return to 4th place, as Ham Newton is in 5th. That's where he started, but he does have that 3-second time penalty, as well as Saxman behind. So we'll see how the two of them can hold on to their positions with that penalty. Steezy, I'm not sure where he started. I'm pretty sure he was down in like 10th or 11th, but well done. Oh, as he pops the wall there, actually. But well done by him to be up in 7th so far. As Caspita is in 8th. He lost his front wing there in qualifying, so wasn't a great start to the new season for him. But looks like he's in 8th place, solid points position. So well done by him early. And from here on out is the drivers involved in the wreck earlier. So B-Dunk's going to try and maybe go to the end on those hard compound tires. As well as Sparky is up. It looks like BSR Dralix has made the move. So there he is into the pits. He's going to put on, I believe those are hards. The color kind of switched there a couple times. We'll see that in a minute. Yes, they are hards. So there we go. Looks like he's going to try and go to the end here on lap 7, pitting from the softs to the hards. And we'll see if this undercut is enough to get him past BRL Jared. He was very close to BRL Jared through that whole first stint, if you're just tuning in. So this is going to be very tough for Jared here on this in lap. I would imagine this is his in lap. He's got to be pushing like all hell to try and stay ahead of Dralix, who has shown great pace here early on the fresh tires now on his out lap. See if Dralix is actually getting held up at any point here on his lap. It does not look like, as we have a yellow flag. Couldn't see what sector that was, but we did have a yellow flag. Let's hope no one else is out of the... Oh, his Boss Cookie's out of the race. Looks like he has wrecked, or he's just retired. So another one gone here early. It's only lap 8 of the new season. We have two pretty big DNFs here. So, man, this opening race is not disappointing whatsoever when it comes to drama. Either way, here is Jared coming through the 3rd sector here. I would imagine that he's going to pit here. So here he is through the penultimate corner. Hits that apex rather well. And yes, here he is coming into the pits. See, does he get a good entry in here? Hard on the brakes, tries not to speed. Oh, as he locks the brakes up, I believe he will be safe to pit here. What tires it's going to be? I'd imagine it's going to be the hards. And it looks like, yeah, they are the hards. The color is yellow, but the hards are on his car, as you can see on the left side. And let's see where NZL VSR Dralix is going to be. Here they are coming down the front straightaway. Oh, and this is very tight. Here he is down the front straight. Oh, and they might be side by side in turn 1. He's going to have the better exit on BRL Jared. Very close. He wasn't able to make the undercut work, but here they are now side by side down the second straightaway to the left side. He's going to be hard on the brakes on the outside, but oh, it does not look like he's going to be able to get the move done on BRL Jared. So well done by Jared to have a hell of an in lap. to be able to keep the Mercedes behind him. That was very good stuff by him, because that Mercedes was very quick in the opening stint. As we see, Saxman is actually still out on his softs in the lead at the moment. Don't be confused by that. He's provisionally 6th place. But either way, wow. Good stuff by Jared to still be in the lead right here. It'll be very tough from here on out for Dralix to take the lead as you see Sparky picks up a penalty. So yeah, if you're just joining, not a great race for him. Oh, as he hits the grass there on the braking zone, runs a bit wide in that corner. Yeah, not a great race whatsoever for the McLarens to start the season. B-Dunk as well. He's on his hards. Let's see if he can make it to the end of the race. He pitted rather early due to the incident earlier. Caspita. Oh, here we go. Caspita's trying to make a move on Steezy here. Oh, there might have been contact there. It looked like Steezy might have thrown a bit late of a block there. As we now see Caspita's tucking in and opening the DRS zone. It's that 3rd DRS zone here on the track. Side by side as they enter the 3rd sector, and there he is up into 7th place. So well done by Caspita to get around the racing point. ERS Ham Newton has also pitted for his hards. There he is in 6th place on hards. Hoopalish is in 5th on hards. And Venom actually looks like he may have been able to jump Hoop in the pits, because I'm pretty sure Venom was behind Hoop, but actually no. The things are as they were. It's a Saxman is out on track and has popped them all down by 1 position. So it's a little confusing, but yes, this is the way things provisionally are. Provisionally, your leader is BRL Jared, 2nd place Dralix, 3rd place Venom, Hoopalicious ERS, and then you see all the rest on the left. It's just Saxman who is still out there on those softs. Not sure what strategy he's going for here. He may be trying to do the soft to medium strategy. That is very difficult. Looks like he may be trying that. And once again, those yellow tires on Jared, don't be fooled. That's just a visual glitch with the game. He is on hards, as you can see on the indicator on the left. Well, here they are coming through this 3rd DRS zone right here. Dralix is not letting Jared get away. Yeah, he even makes a look there, just letting Jared know, I'm still here, bud. This is going to be fun to see as the race continues. As Deer Hunter's now out of the race. See what happened to him. No, it looks like, yeah, it's in sector... Looks like it's in sector 3. We'll maybe be able to see where Deer Hunter is. Of course, the second we look away, it looks like Dralix was able to get around Saxman. What's going on here in the pits? It's like Saxman's stuck behind the ghost of Sparky, or is that Musk? I'm not sure. There's a ghost of McLaren that just held up Saxman in the pits. It's unfortunate for him. As Steezy and the Racing Point there, Steezy and the Racing Point is trying to get around B-Dunk there. That's kind of odd. They both look to be very slow there coming out of the final corner. A lot of interesting stuff going on here. It looked like there was something going on in the pits there between the McLaren. Oh, yeah, it's Sparky. So Sparky is the ghost car. It looks like he held up Saxman out of the pits. So Sax is not going to be too happy about that, as he is trying that soft to medium strategy, as I was alluding to earlier. So there he is in 7th place on the mediums. Caspita in 6th on the mediums as well, and he's only done those for 4 laps. So I think I doubt Caspita is going to try and go to the end on those medium tires, but we'll see what he can do. Probably a 2-stop, but you never know here in Formula 1. As it looks like Jared is actually starting to finally build a gap on Dralix here. This is now 9/10. Where Dralix pitted a lap before Jared, so his tires are a lap older. But I think it's a bit early for that age to really be showing. But yeah, look at that. He's been able to extend the gap at the 1.08, so he's not even in DRS zone anymore. That's unfortunate for Dralix, but man. Yeah, we'll see if Jared can hold that to above 1 second as this race continues. That was a big, once again, that may have been the lap of the race there by Jared to be able to protect the undercut that Dralix tried to take on him. So well done by Jared to still be leading at this moment. Yep, and as mentioned at the end of qualifying, the Mercedes are both in podium position, 2nd and 3rd. So as of now, looks like Mercedes will be taking your early constructors lead if they're able to hold their position as they are so far. Hoopalicious actually isn't too far back on Venom. It's only 2 seconds, so we'll see if Hoop can close it in as this race continues. ERS Ham Newton 7/10 back from them, so yeah, his race pace is a bit shaky here tonight. This is not the Ham Newton we know. But either way, 5th place isn't the end of the world. Still early in the championship. In fact, it's race 1, so he's got a lot of racing left to go in the year to try and hold back the deficit he has put himself into tonight. As Caspita is about 5.8 seconds behind him. Saxman is about 6/10 behind him, who is his teammate. So we'll see what Saxman can actually do here on his teammate. He is on those fresher medium tires. Let's see what he can do. Out of the chicane, he's going to open the DRS here. See if there's any team orders, possibly. And no, it does not look like it, as Caspita is still ahead of him, going to the third sector. And there's Saxman taking a look there. Pretty far back to be taking a look there, but just letting his teammate know that he is behind him as they go through the penultimate corner and now to the final. If you notice up in the top left, it is now a 1.7 second gap between first and second, so very, very big deficit now, Dralix to Jared. So it looks like Jared has done what he's needed to protect that lead from the Mercedes behind. Anyways, here we are down the second DRS straight. Saxman and Caspita. Will he be close enough to make a move? There he is, going to the right side. They are side by side. Oh, and there's contact between the teammates of the Toro Rossos, it appears. Oh, they get very close indeed. As Saxman now makes a move around the outside through turn number 4, and he has the position to the fast right-hander. So well done there by Saxman to be promoted up into 6th place. That was very tough by him to make a move around the outside. But wow, well done by him. He is now in 6th place. Caspita, his teammate, now demoted into 7th. So well done by the Toro Rossos to not knock themselves out of the race there. I believe there was contact in turn number 3. But either way, great racing indeed, and well done by Saxman to be up in 6th place. He's got a long way to go to his next victim here. ERS Ham Newton is 7 seconds back. 7 seconds ahead, rather. Let's see what he can do to try and close that gap in. But yeah, as of now, it looks like the closest gap is still Caspita to Saxman, so not much going on when it comes to action, as we'll expect Saxman to pull away from Caspita here shortly, because he is on those fresher tires and just made the overtake. EGC Sparky, once again, he's just a ghost car. I was going to say, why is he on softs, but so the game has taken over for him. Still in 10th place, though. He's going to get 1 point. I'm not sure what the regulations state regarding ghost car racing for you, but if it counts, then he is in 10th and will pick up 1 point if he if the race continues the way it has. So back up to the front. Jared has extended his gap to 2nd place out to 2 seconds. So well done by him once again to be able to get that out of DRS zone. It looks like he may just be able to run away with this thing, as he has the 1 lap pressure hard. And he's just continuing to pull away from Dralix here, as he got another 10th there in the chicane. And, yeah. Here he is to the 3rd sector. Not much going on here, other than what this battle for the lead was a couple laps ago. So we now see Caspita is 2.3 seconds all of a sudden behind his teammates. Something must have happened there. He must have run wide. He's nowhere near Saxman anymore. But either way, pretty solid race here for the Toro Rossos between 6th and 7th. It's a decent haul of points here early. It was Caspita runs a bit wide there. Actually, the Saxman rather runs a bit wide there. Probably a warning by him. And he already has a penalty from earlier, so he's going to try and limit those warnings, definitely. Try and not pick up any more penalties as the race continues. He's already got the 3 seconds. B-Dunk in 8th place on those hards. It'll be interesting to see what B-Dunk can do here. So once again, he pitted very early due to the incident. Between Alderfer, Bosca, yeah, it was Alderfer, Deer Hunter. I believe Sparky was involved. B-Dunk was possibly the biggest loser, because I think he was the only one out of those 4 with medium tires on. He was going to try and stretch far into this race on those mediums, try and get an optimal strategy, but did not turn out well for him, because he took that damage and had to pit early and scrap that strategy altogether. So see what he can do. He's got 10 laps on them already, and there's about 14 to go as Venom picks up a penalty there. But yeah, B-Dunk's going to be trying to get these tires to the end, I would assume, but if it turns out that he's too far back to make a move on anybody, definitely expect him to pit for those softs and try and set a fastest lap time, because as we all know, that gets you that additional bonus point the fastest lap does. So we'll see what he can do as this race goes on. Whereas Saxman now the controlling gap ahead of his teammate Caspita. And he has actually closed in a second on Ham Newton, so yeah, maybe this isn't over here for Saxman. He might be able to continue to close the gap down as this race continues on his mediums. You see Hoopalicious is now 3.7 seconds behind NZL Venom, who just picked up a penalty. I don't believe Hoopalicious has a penalty yet. If he doesn't, he's only 0.7 seconds behind the Mercedes-Benz ZL Venom, so see what he can do. VSR Dralix now, 2.6 seconds behind the leader, BRL Jared. He may just be settling in for second now because it's like Jared's got this thing, at least at the moment. He just needs to keep his head down and put in clean laps the rest of the way, and he's got this thing under wraps, if you ask me. 2.8 seconds, and he just seems to be increasing it. Yeah, as there goes to 2.9 from the other chicane. Yeah. Right on board with Jared. Why not? Because here he is coming through the penultimate corner. Then the final corner, here he comes to start lap number 17, complete lap number 16. This will be 13 to go as he sets the fastest lap of the race. Well done by Jared there on the hard to do a 124.3. Once again, for anyone who is just joining, his tires do appear to be yellow. He is on the hard, as you can see on the left, so use the left side of the screen as your guide when it comes to tire compound. Except for Sparky, that one's kind of fake. He's a ghost card at the moment, so yeah, he is not currently in the race. As you can see, he's a minute 20.7 behind last place. That is not him driving. I believe he just disconnected from the session. And yeah, a lot of gaps here. And this is B-Dunk picks up a 3-second time penalty. Not good for him if he wants to promote up the field here as the race continues, because from personal experience, I don't think those mediums are going to last very long for Caspita here. He's done 10 laps already. Gonna have to, ooh, as B-Dunk actually runs wide there and gets on the grass. Not great by him, but either way, Caspita, it's going to be very tough to go to the end of the race on these mediums. He's done 10 laps already, and once again, 13 to go, including the one that we're currently on. Saxman as well. I think those are going to die off pretty quick here because this track does tend to burn the tires pretty quickly in F1 2019. See if what they can do to hold off the racing, the Alfa Romeo here as the race continues of B-Dunk, because he is on those hard tires. Although they are older, they are more durable, and as the race continues, they will be faster. So we'll see what he can do as this continues. Racing Point of Steezy, he's having a pretty drab race here. He's 10 seconds behind the car in front and a minute 21 ahead of the car back, which is a ghost car. You can see right there, it is a ghost car, the McLaren of Sparky. Once again, a bit of a nightmare here in the opening weekend for the McLarens. They were pretty quick in qualifying, but just not able to, actually, Boss Cookie, I don't believe, was able to set a lap time, but Sparky was pretty quick in qualifying. Had a good chance to get some good points here today, but just not gonna turn out the way he wanted it. BRL Jared, still your leader, now 3.1 seconds ahead of VSR Dralix. Well done by him, once again, to be commanding this race now at the moment. As we all know, throughout the F1 community, F1 online community, Jared is a very good driver, so it's going to be a tall ask for Dralix to hold on here. But he was, oh, so close. You just got to think, if he maybe did that undercut a lap sooner, or even just made one less mistake that he possibly might have made on that outlap, he would be currently your leader. But did not turn out the way he wanted it. It's actually, he reeled in a couple tenths there in the third sector, so maybe it isn't completely over here for Dralix. 2.9 seconds back. And New Zealand Venom, 5.4 seconds back off of his teammate, who is Dralix. So yeah, this is the field is very spread out here indeed. This is what you kind of expect with Melbourne. It's again very tough track to overtake on, very tough track to follow with. In that dirty air, a lot of high-speed corners here. Especially those three corners who are like almost identical. It's turn 1, turn 2, and you got a couple replicas of that. Venom just went through, and he's entering the third one of those right here. A quick right, and then a slider to the left. But yeah, Hoopalicious is in 4th place, 4.3 seconds back. Ham Newton 8.8, so yeah, Ham Newton is not making any inroads on the cars up front. And speaking of end roads, looks like Saxman is actually is closing in on Hamstill. It's now down to 5.9 seconds. It'll be interesting to see if he can continue to close the gap here. As Caspita has actually held on rather well to his teammate. He's got much older tires here, but has managed to only be 2.2 seconds back off of his teammate. So good stuff by him here. As B-Dunk is actually starting to catch him. So yeah, as I was thinking earlier, looks like he is going to be closing in on those hard tires, even though they are older. But once again, they are much more durable than those mediums. We'll see what he can do to reel him in here. This is now down to 2.4. Hope and pray he'll catch up, because we haven't had side-by-side action here for a good several minutes, as we only have 10 laps to go here. For Jared. Oh man, I think Dralix made a mistake there in that last lap. It's now 3.7 between the lead and second place, so... Yeah, don't mean to give him the commentator's curse, but it looks like Jared's got this thing under wraps as Caspita, as he picks up a 3-second time penalty. I think that puts him on par with B-Dunk here, who did pick up a penalty fairly recently. Yep, Steezy once again, very far back. He's actually lost like 6 seconds, I should say, to the cars up front. Yeah, not the most exciting race in the world for him whatsoever. Go back up to Jared, 4.3 seconds now up on Dralix. Looks like Dralix is may just be throwing in the towel here and just riding this thing out to the end, trying to not make any mistakes and collect his 18 points. His Venom's 4.9, yeah, so Dralix is now kind of in no man's land. 4.3 back and 4.9 up on the car behind. Hoopalicious, 4.6. So it looks like the top 4 drivers are all spread apart by about that 4.7 second gap. About the same gap between the top 4 there. Cam Newton 10 seconds back. Saxman 4.8 back off of him. So yeah, Saxman is catching ERS Ham Newton. So that'll be something to keep our eyes on here as this race continues. Don't worry, we will not go away from that. As B-Dunk goes ahead of Caspita, and yeah, Caspita has pitted. I was going to say, it was going to be very tough to go to the end on those tires, but not going to be able to do it. As here he is coming to the pits. I'd assume a set of softs is going on his car, and yes, they are. Soft red wall tires for Caspita. See if he could possibly even set the fastest lap here, because Jared did set his fastest laps on the hards. So yeah, theoretically Caspita will, although he is maybe not as good the driver as Jared is, he is on 2 compound software. So we'll see what he can do to try and challenge that fastest lap and get that additional point here. See, Jared is continuing to pull away from the field, 5.2 seconds now up on Dralix. Hoopalicious 4.0, yeah, Newton 10.7, Saxman 5.1 rather. Looks like he actually lost a couple tenths on this lap. From what I've seen, it looks like Saxman may be a bit inconsistent. It's like he puts in 1 good lap time, then he kind of runs wide and turns in a bit early on some of these corners. But either way, he is doing a nice job to at least make it uncomfortable for your Ham Newton, because he's definitely fluctuating with that gap. That may be something Ham will have to worry about later on. As B-Dunk is only 3.5 seconds now behind Saxman. So B-Dunk's race isn't over just yet either. In those 16-lap-old hards, he's only 3.5 seconds back on Saxman. Steezy should be under fire here from Caspita rather shortly. He's on those fresh softs as opposed to his 12-lap old hards. We'll see what he can do to hold on to 8th place, but as hard as it is to pass here, it's going to be very difficult for him to hold off the fresh tires on a hard-charging Caspita here. This actually might be upsetting for Caspita here, because this is his first real lap now after his outlap on those softs, and he might be trying to push for that fastest lap now, but it looks like he's going to get held up by the racing point up ahead. So we'll ride on board here with Caspita, actually, as Steezy's directly ahead of him. We'll see if he can make a move here. Oh, as Caspita touches the right side curb there. As mentioned earlier, that curb is very tall and can really unsettle your car if you touch it too much, as we saw him fishtail there. But either way, he didn't lose much time to Steezy due to the fact that he is on those fresh softs. Hard on the brakes. Ooh, as Steezy gets on the grass on entry. Not a great entry into that corner for him whatsoever. As we see Caspita now going to the left side of the track. They are side by side down the back straightaway. See if he'll have him clear by the time they get to the chicane, and it appears that he does. promote Caspita up into 8th place and Steezy down into 9th place. So well done by Caspita to make quick business of the racing point right there. See Weaves in the background, maybe out of frustration for the fact that he is last currently out of the drivers who are still running, if you don't count Sparky, who is a ghost car once again. And we'll see if Caspita can now try and go for fastest lap here. Now he will be in the clear air now, here on lap 23 for him. See B-Dunk closed in a 10th there on Saxman. 1/10 per lap is not going to be good enough to get up there, but we'll see what he can do as this progresses. As it looks like Saxman and Ham have balanced out now. Those mediums have worn to the point where it looks like he is not gaining any more time on Ham Newton. So Ham Newton may just be set for 5th place here. Saxman, and as I say that, Saxman closes in a couple tenths once again. So 4.9, 4.7 in fact now behind Ham Newton. So man, let's see if he can continue to close that gap in, as B-Dunk is 3.2 behind Saxman now. It looks like Saxman is catching Ham Newton at the same rate that B-Dunk is catching Saxman. So they may end up meeting each other here at the end if it continues the way it is. He's now only 3.2 seconds back. And in fact, Saxman lost another 2/10 there on Ham Newton. So that may be, once again, it's a little early to call him off, but he might be out of the fifth place battle here. Saxman may be. We go back up here. NZL Venom is actually possibly making some inroads on his teammate here. He has 1 lap fresher tires, and the gap is now 3.9. So we'll see if there's any action here between the Mercedes teammates as this race continues. Looks like we've got 6 laps to go if you include the one we're currently on. There'll be 5 to go when they cross the line this time by. Let's see if he can close in any more and put his teammate under pressure. As we go back to VSR Dralix, once again, just not the race it could have been. If you're just tuning in, he had a very, very good chance at taking the lead when he took the undercut. He was about 3/10 behind Jared that whole first stint. And he pitted a lap earlier going for the undercut, but just wasn't able to make it pay off as he just barely wasn't able to get past the Renault as they went into turn number 3. It was a move around the outside. He tried to attempt going to turn number 3, but just wasn't on the brakes hard enough to go around the outside. As his teammate is actually an even 3.9 behind him that lap, so possibly Venom is not catching him in the end, but we'll see if that stays stagnant as this continues. As Jared 6.8 seconds ahead of Tralix now. He's got this thing on a wraps, if you ask me. He's just got, once again, he could just put it in the medium ERS mode, standard fuel mixture, and just ride this thing out to the end here. 6.7 seconds is going to be ungodly for Tralix to make up here in just 5 laps. On older tires, in fact. Caspita was not able to set the fastest lap, it appears, and those softs are going to be wearing off for him pretty quickly. So it looks like Jared's fastest lap may be protected here as this race wraps out. E-Dunk 2.8 behind Saxman, 2.7 now behind Saxman, so he is catching, but is it enough to catch up to 6th place? That is the question. 2.6, 2.5. He's gained a second now within the last couple laps. And Saxman is falling away from Ham Newton. So it looks like those medium tires have hit their ceiling, I believe, for Saxman. They're starting to fall off the cliff a little bit for him as B-Dunk is making quick gains on him now here on lap 26. As I believe Jared just crossed the line. And yes, he did, as we are now on lap 26 out of 29. There's 4 more laps here for Jared. We'll see what he can do to wrap this thing out. We'll just run down the order once again. Jared is your leader. VSR Dralix is 2nd place. Venom in 3rd. Hoopalish is 4th, right where he started. Ham Newton 5th, right where he started. Top 5 are all right where they started. And I believe Saxman did start in 6th. So I think the top 6 are right where they started. So as we were saying in qualifying, very difficult to pass here in Melbourne. The only bit of drama we really had was the big one we had out of the chicane. There was a multi-car pileup. I think 3 or 4 cars were involved. So you see B-Dunk in 7th place. Now 2.1 seconds back on Saxman. So hey, and Caspita, he did it. He was able to set the fastest lap. So yeah, I guess those softs hadn't hit their capacity just yet, but he did it. 8th place for Caspita. Add 1 point to that as he set the fastest lap there on his 5th lap on those soft compound tires. So well done by him. We'll have to see how close that was to Jared, but nonetheless, he is the fastest lap holder, at least so far today. We'll see if anyone else pits for those softs. Actually, we might see Steezy pit for softs here because he's got nothing else to lose. I mean, what is it? EGC Sparky is a whole lap down on him. It would make sense for Steezy to pit for softs, but let's see if he has the racing knowledge to do it. I hope he does, because frankly, it makes no sense not to. Either way, back up to B-Dunk, 2.7 seconds back. It looks like he actually lost a couple tenths there in Saxman. Yeah, so it looks like we won't get the battle we wanted here, as there's now only 3 laps to go as they cross the line here. Not what B-Dunk was hoping for whatsoever, and what us viewers back at home were hoping for. We want some action here. I think it's been about half the race since we've had a side-by-side battle. But either way, the pain is almost over. We've only got 3 laps to go. Jared is now up in the lead by 7.9 seconds. He is really controlling this thing at this point. 8 seconds now over Dralix. Well done by him to pull away here. As Venom actually is now 2.7 seconds down on his teammates, so as I was saying, looks like he may not be able to catch him. He reeled him in about a good 1.4 seconds those last couple of laps, so this might not be over for second place, but we will see as these final laps tick off. As Hoopalicious, once again, 4th place, Ham Newton 5th. This has probably been the most boring race of Ham Newton's life. He has been in that 5th place position ever since lap 4, I think. Saxman 5.4 back, B-Dunk 2.4 back on him. He can see him. B-Dunk can see the Toro Rosso up ahead, but I don't know if he'll be able to catch him. Let's hope seeing him gives him some incentive to push his brains out these last couple laps to be able to close in. As actually he did get a couple tenths there, 2.3 seconds. So maybe 2.2. So maybe it's not fully over here for B-Dunk. There's Jared now, 2 to go for him. Going to see the white flag this time around. So as the Ghost Car of Sparky's in his sights, he's going to put him another lap down. As we see, Venom is now 2.2 seconds off of Dralix, so maybe this isn't over for second place once again. I'm going to keep an eye on this one. We'll ride on board. New Zealand Venom here. See what he can do. He gets on the back straightaway. Once again, he is on the hard compound tires. Don't be fooled by those yellow stripes on the tires. That is a visual glitch of the game. We apologize for that. Very clean chicane there, didn't lose any of the back end right there. And he actually did gain another couple tenths there, so 2.0 seconds back on his teammate, approaching the white flag. Here he is going through sector 3. Ooh, a bit wide, may have lost a bit of time there on his teammate. Yeah, as he did lose 1.5 tenths. As we now see Jared crossing the line for the white flag. So the white flag is in the air here in opening weekend. Albert Park here in Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix here in BRL Split 1. Not the not the race it was, the opening stint, but nonetheless, some good driving by the guys up front here to be where they are. And as Caspita now picks up a 3-second time penalty, it doesn't really matter. He is 19 seconds ahead of Steezy behind, and he did get that fastest lap a couple laps ago. So well done by him to get that extra additional bonus point. But yeah, looks like Jared will be the one to take advantage of Chandler Seda's absence this weekend. Chandler was here. We all may not know what have happened. Very good driver. Definitely would have been up there in the mix with the top 2 of Jared and Dralix in those early laps, but you never know. Here he is approaching sector 3 for the final time. Hard on the brakes of that 100-meter marker. Just a couple more corners here for BRL Jared and the Renault team. As he now gets on the brakes really for the last time, it's that penultimate corner as you just got to lift a little bit as you sweep into this final corner. Here he is around the final corner. First race and first win of the season for BRL Jared as here he is across the line. He is your checkered flag winner here in Melbourne for the Australian Grand Prix. Well done by him. A commanding performance in the end, a 9.7 gap over VSR Dralix as here he is across the line. Well done by him and his teammate to finish second and third, round out the podium for the Mercedes team. As Hoopalicious is now coming across the line for 4th place. Cam Newton coming out of the final corner here as well for 5th. Looks like B-Dunk was only able to get it to about 1.7 seconds close to Saxman, so good effort by him on those very old hard tires, but just not good enough to be able to get there. 6th place for Saxman, 7th, and actually, never mind. Saxman did have enough penalties to promote B-Dunk up into 6th place, so well done there by B-Dunk to be able to close in the way that he did on those 25 lap old hards to be able to capitalize on the penalties from Saxman, so well done by him. Saxman 7th place. 8th place for Caspita there is 9th place for Steezy. As here he is coming through the final couple corners. Steezy just wants to get this thing over with. Here he is coming around the final corner. At least by toughing this race out, he will pick up a couple points. Well done by Steezy to tough this thing out and get those last couple points there. Well, there you have it. What a race to start the season. I mean, he had a great race for the lead here early, and then a big one there out of the chicane. A lot of drivers taken out in that one. I mean, theoretically, only one driver DNF from that one, but a lot of drivers got damage and really derailed their strategy for this race. The biggest one of them all was B-Dunk, so, man. Sparky, once again, what a nightmare start to the season for him. I think he will get credited with that 1 point that his ghost car was able to get for him. And there they are celebrating up on the podium. Probably celebrating that snooze fest was over. Man, that was a boring race. Well, either way, Jared is your winner. 2nd place and 3rd place belong to the Mercedes guys. New Zealand Venom in 3rd, as well as Dralix in 2nd. And it looks like, yeah, Jared and Dralix were the only two to not pick up a penalty here today. It's a good, clean racing by them. Now we can actually compare it. It was a 124.1 for Jared, and Caspita did a 123.3. So a solid good lap time there by Caspita to take that fastest lap of the race. That 8th place, he theoretically only gets about 4 points, but that'll be 5 with the addition of that bonus point. So well done by these guys. We'll try and get Jared in here for a post-race interview. Just kicking off the race right. Kicking off the season right, for that matter, with winning in the first race. So we'll try and get him in here. All right. Once again, we apologize for not having Dylan in the booth here tonight. It's always fun to have our guy in here for the color commentary, but it wasn't to be tonight with whatever issues we were having. BRL Jared, here he is. Let's get him in here. You know, I am now realizing we had the connection issues with Dylan early in the session. I don't know if we'll be able to hear Jared, actually, for this post-race interview. Jared, is there a box for you to click to include party audio, or is there not? No, there isn't. Okay, so I guess I'll just summarize your answers to the people here. Well, either way, first race of the season, and you kicked it off right with the commanding victory over Dralix here, even though it was a very tight battle through the first stint. So what do you feel about that first race? Alright, so I guess I'll just summarize that now. Basically, he's just claiming that he was able to defend the undercut and get away from the DRS range of his competitors there early and take off with the lead, and eventually won by 10 seconds. All right, so here's the next one. Was it always a fear of yours that he might try the undercut, or did you anticipate that? All right, he anticipated it. Was definitely anticipating that to happen, and just did his best to do a good in lap there, and then once again hold on to the lead as he came out of the pits. All right, so one last question. This is the most annoying interview I've ever had to do, but one last question. We go into Bahrain next weekend. A track that can really eat tires alive. Does that track suit your driving style, or do you think you can replicate what you did here today? All right, cool stuff. He says New Zealand Ryan is going to be very tough to beat there at Bahrain. Very, very good track for him. We'll see what he can do, but you never know. Yeah, so I guess it's going to round it out here for the first race here in the new season of BRL Breakout Racing League. Week 1 here from Albert Park in Melbourne, Australia.